because he
Yeah, please.
yeah. So his understanding of freedom is very practical. It is not only theoretical or something he is actually fantasizing or something like that. He actually practices that in his real life. For example, when he's saying that if you decide the way he's treating his wife or with the way he treats his villagers, says that he understands or respects the sentiment of nationalism or this fight for freedom. And that is where is I think a very significant characteristic of this character is coming out, that he has a very liberal political view, which is in a way, if we say that it is in a way it is socialistic in nature. The way he cares for poor, the people who are downtrodden and who are who belong to the have-nots. He being a zamindar, it is something very unusual, I would say, because the zamindars, of course, they try to grab or take away things as much as possible, but he is different. He is thinking about what is the what's the future of his villages right now, because this nationalism, this Swadeshi movement is not giving an alternative, immediate alternative. As you can see that he was talking about that the foreign materials are, foreign goods are more expensive to afford, and they won't be the Swadeshi materials are more expensive to afford, and therefore the villagers are not being able to buy them or sell them. The foreign goods are inexpensive and good material, and as they are lacking any solution right now, so he thinks that this is not the right time to actually negate or stop using foreign goods in his heart. But at the same time, like we could see that parallelly this thing is happening, that Shondeep is actually trying to impress his wife and having an impression on her and influencing her thoughts as well. And that is something very significant of Shondeep's character, because he's the one who influences, and whoever is around him will start speaking like him or thinking like him. He is that kind of a someone who would dominate your thoughts and your being as well. Whereas Nikhilesh is not at all like that. He would give you space. He would give you your give you to think about whatever is happening and not impose his own thoughts on you. So, and another thing, he knows that she is meeting him every day, and the way she is reacting is very interesting, because nothing he is saying things which are like very out of concern actually, that are you guys meeting, have you started working, if you are handling inside, he must be handling the outside work, maybe you are working as a team, how the work is going. But she is taking it differently, because she is on a different zone. She has started to have feelings for Shondi, which Nikhilesh is not at all aware, and he is not even thinking on that note, because the thing that he said at the end, that Swadeshi is something which I cannot take it, which I can't take lightly. This is something which is like really serious for me, and this is something which I'm standing for, and it is against my ideology altogether. So It is very I think a very similar kind of situation. Maybe here we are also in a space where this hailing motherland, and your country is your mother, and therefore you should take care of her and everything. But this person has got a very progressive views towards that. He thinks practically. He is someone who wants to have a proper plan and to execute it, and to mm, if the change is coming, it should come evenly. It shouldn't come for a certain part of the society, or for certain people, or for certain community. He is thinking about something which is socially equal. Okay. We'll go to the next sequence. And the thing that I was talking about, 5936, thing that I was talking about, that he is actually the true patriot. That is what we will come to know here.
মশাইয়ের সঙ্গে পরিচয় আছে নিশ্চয়ই। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, প্রাত প্রণাম। ভালো আছেন তো? আপনারা কি থাকতে দেবেন ভালো? কি ব্যাপার, তোমার আসার পর থেকে ওনার ছাত্রদের টিকি মাত্র দেখা যাচ্ছে না। আপনি নিশ্চয়ই জানেন যে চরিত্র গঠনের দিক থেকে দেশ সেবার একটা বিশিষ্ট ভূমিকা আছে। আমার স্কুলের এক ছাত্র দেশ সেবার নাম করে ওভার গভর্নেন্স মিস গিলবির মাথা ফাটিয়ে দিয়েছে। সেটাও বোধহয় চরিত্র গঠনেরই একটা অঙ্গ। ভুলে যাচ্ছেন সেটা ঘটেছিল আমি আসার আগে। কাজে তার জন্য আমাকে দায়ী করা চলে না। আর তাছাড়া যেখানে এত বড় একটা আন্দোলন চলেছে, সেখানে এরকম দুটো একটা ঘটনা যে ঘটবে না, এটা আশা করেন কি করে? আমার স্কুলের সেরা ছাত্রটিকেও তো আপনি দলে টেনে নিয়েছেন। কে? অমূল্য? সে আবার পরীক্ষা দিলে স্কলারশিপ পেতে, আপনি সে পথ বন্ধ করে দিয়েছেন। অমূল্যকে আমি দলে টানবো কেন? অমূল্য স্বেচ্ছায় এসেছে। আর ওই নিষ্কর্মা বাউন্ডুলে বলতে যা বোঝায়, তারা গ্রামের কলঙ্ক। এমনও তো বেশ কিছু ছেলে আপনার দলে যোগ দিয়েছে। তারা যে আর নিষ্কর্মা নেই চন্দ্রনাথ বাবু, তারা সবাই কাজ করছে, তারা এখন কর্মী। এই গ্রামে এখন দুজন ছাড়া সবাই কাজ করছে। একজন আপনি, আর একজন আপনার এই প্রাক্তন ছাত্র নিখিলেশ চৌধুরী। আমার আফসোস হলো একে কখন আমার দলে টানতে পারলাম না। ইনিও আপনারই মতো স্বদেশী শুনলেই কানে আঙুল দেন। স্বদেশী শুনলে কানে আঙুল দেন, আপনাদের মতন ডিস্ট্রাকটিভ স্বদেশীর কথা শুনলে কানে আঙুল দেয়। তিনি স্বদেশী করেছেন আপনার ঢের আগে, তার জন্য ওই কোনো মন মোলানো মন্ত্রের দরকার পড়েনি। সেটা আমি জানি। আপনি কিচ্ছু জানেন না। আপনি স্বদেশী ব্যাংকের কথা জানেন, স্বদেশী চিনির কল, সাবানের ফ্যাক্টরি জানেন, নিজে তাঁত বসিয়ে দেশি কাপড়িনি বুনিয়েছেন, জানেন সেটা? তখন কোথায় ছিল আপনাদের স্বদেশী? আর আপনাদের ওই বন্দে মাতরম কত ভর্তি ব্যয় করেছেন স্বদেশীর পেছনে, জানেন কিছু? ঠিক আছে মাস, খাওয়া তো নাকি কথাগুলো বলা দরকার। কি মুশকিল। আমি তো সেটা বলছি ওকে যে আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য যদি এক, তাহলে তুমি এসে যোগ দিচ্ছ না কেন আমাদের দল? উদ্দেশ্য এক নয়, অনেক পার্থক্য। আপনারা সব লিডার হয়ে নিজেদের স্বার্থ সিদ্ধির পেছনে ছুটেছেন, দেশের লোকের কথা ভাবছেন না। নিখিল নিজের কথা একবারও চিন্তা করেন। আপনারা সবাও বা পাচ্ছেন, দেশের লোক আপনাদের মাথার উপর তুলে নাচছে। ওর ভাগ্যে ছিল টিটকিরি, বিষয় বুদ্ধিটা তো দেননি ভগবান, তাই ওর স্বদেশী ডাকেনি। কিন্তু ওর পথটাই ছিল ঠিক, আপনাদেরটা ভুল। শুধু ভুল নয়, দেশের পক্ষে হানিকর, ডেঞ্জার। আমি ও বেলা আসি। ওরে বাবা রে, দোহাই নিখিল, তোমার কাছে একটা অনুরোধ, তুমি তোমার এই মাস্টার মশাইটিকে আমার কাছে আসতে দিও। আমি এখানে বক্তৃতা শুনতে আসিনি, দিতে এসেছি। তুমি নাকি এখানে থেকেই কাজ আরম্ভ করতে চাও? আজ বিকেলে তোমার হাতে আমার বক্তৃতা। চ্যালেঞ্জটা তো এখানেই নিখিল, যেখানে জমিদার নিজেই স্বদেশীর পক্ষে, সেখানে নয়। কিন্তু মনে রেখো সন্দীপ, আমার প্রজাদের অধিকাংশই গরিব মুসলমান। তাদের উপর কোন রকমের অত্যাচার হয় সেটা আমি চাই না। যদি দেখি সেটা হচ্ছে, তাহলে কিন্তু আমি বাধা দিতে বাধ্য হব। তারা যদি আন্দোলনের পথে অন্তরায় হয়ে দাঁড়ায়, সেটা তো আমি মেনে নিতে পারি না নিখিল। অনেক মুসলমান স্বদেশী মেনে নিয়েছে, তাদের জোর করে মারানো হয়েছে, এখানেও হবে। আমি যা বলবার বলে গেলাম, এবার তুমি কি করতে চাও সেটা তোমার ব্যাপার।
Pause. So, as this conversation was going on, we could see the significant difference between the two body languages, and that when his teacher was praising him, he is basically a very humble and shy person. He is someone who can't, present himself or talk a lot about himself. He is someone who does silent revolutions basically. So that is what he was talking about, that before this Swadesi started, he actually started to manufacture Swadesi goods in his village, and he started to manufacture soap and oil and cloths and everything, but it did not work in that way because he is not a business minded person. He is more of a emotional one, I would say. And whereas on the other hand, Shondip is someone who is there to intervene forcefully, and even if it's going against his own ideology. So he believes in forceful intervention or forceful domination, I would say. And this is the characteristics of Nikhilesh here, I would say, that he is someone who would warn you but actually not give you threats. But Shondip is someone who is giving actual threats to him, that it is not challenging to convince a village where the zamindar is also in support of Swadesi. The challenge lies here because the zamindar is not in my team. So it might inflict violence or some kind of disturbance, and that is what is going to happen. So be prepared for that. So in response to that, Nikhilesh is saying, like, whatever I had to say, I said. Now it's up to you. And this is something he would do several times in this film. Later also we would see that he's saying similar things, that this is what I had to say, now it's up to you. This is what I think, but your thought is yours. So this repetition of thoughts and kind of similar vocabulary, saying that he is a very lenient and liberal kind of person. And as you could see, that the way Shondip was putting his hand and speaking, and the way he moves, and it has got its own flamboyance and confidence in that way, whereas Nikhil is someone who hardly moves. Okay. Okay, we'll go to the next one, 1 hour 27. In the meantime, he and Shondip and Bimala is almost having an affair. Okay, we'll pause. Yeah. they are actually having an affair, and he has got the sense that okay, maybe something is wrong between them, something is cooking up, and he is not aware of that, and he thinks that being myself, whatever I thought will be right, I have done that. So when I am taking this step of bringing my wife outside world, to the outside world, when I'm actually thinking of giving her all freedom, he actually meant it, and he is maybe he is getting hurt by getting this sense that maybe they are having an affair, but he still thinks that he has done the right thing, because freedom means that it's complete, absolute freedom. It's not like halfly or half, uh, in a patchy way. Okay.
যে বিধাতা আমাকে যা দেবেন আমি তা মাথা পেতে নেব। মনকে যখন যাচাই করতাম তখন অনেক দুঃখ কল্পনা করেছি, কখনো দারিদ্র, কখনো অসম্মান, কখনো মৃত্যু, এমনকি বিমলার মৃত্যুর কথাও ভাবতে চেষ্টা করেছি। কেবল একটা কথা কোনোদিন স্বপ্নেও ভাবিনি। আজ কাজের মধ্যে বারবার সেই কথাটাই মনে হচ্ছে। এও কি সহ্য হবে? কি চাও তোমরা? আপনাকে কয়েকটা কথা জিজ্ঞেস করতে এসেছি। কি কথা? সুখ শহরের হাত থেকে আপনি বিলিতি জিনিস সরিয়ে দিচ্ছেন না কেন? কারণ আছে নিশ্চয়ই। কেন? আপনার লোকসান হবে বলে? আমার লোকসান নয়, গরিবদের লোকসান। দেশের জন্য এই লোকসানে ক্ষতি কি? আমরাও তো দেশের জন্য দেশে নুন, দেশে চিনি, দেশে কাপড় এই সমস্ত ধরেছি। তোমরা ধরেছো মানে কি? তোমাদের সঙ্গে ওদের তুলনা কোথায়? তোমাদের পয়সা আছে, তোমরা 2 পয়সা বেশি খরচা করে দেশি জিনিস কিনতে পারো। ওরা তো তোমাদের খেয়াল খুশিতে কোনো বাধা দেয়নি। তোমরা ওদের উপর জোর করছো কেন? সারা দেশ যে ব্রত নিয়েছে তাতে আপনি বাধা দেবেন? মোটেই না, সেই সাধ্যই আমার নেই। কিন্তু সমস্ত দেশ তো তোমাদের ব্রত মানেনি, তার তো প্রমাণই আছে। হাটে যারা জিনিস বিক্রি করে তারা দেশের লোক নয়। তাহলে এক কথায় আপনি বলতে চান হাট থেকে জিনিস সরাবেন না? না, কারণ সেই জিনিস আমার নয়। আপনি কি খুঁজছেন মাস্টারমশাই? ছিল না তোমার কাছে? আপনার ঘুম হচ্ছে না? বয়সের সঙ্গে ঘুম তো এমনিতেই কমে আসে। গত 3 রাত্রির, হ্যাঁ পেয়েছি পেয়েছি, ওটা আপনার কাছে রেখে। থ্যাংক ইউ। আমার ভালো লাগছে না নিখিল। সমস্ত ব্যাপারটার মধ্যে আমি একটা ঘোর অশুভের ইঙ্গিত দেখতে পাচ্ছি। সন্দীপ যে তোমার বন্ধু, তোমার বাড়িতে রয়েছে, এটা তো আর কারো জানতে বাকি নেই। তারা জানবে সন্দীপ যা করছে তাতে তোমারও সমর্থন আছে। এর প্রতিক্রিয়া যে তোমার উপর কি সাংঘাতিক হতে পারে তুমি বুঝতে পারছো না। প্রতিক্রিয়া তো এমনিতেই হচ্ছে মাস্টারমশাই। আমি ব্রিটিশদের ধামা ধরা, প্রজাদের ঘাড়ে স্বদেশী চাপাচ্ছি না পাছরা, খাজনা দেওয়া বন্ধ করে, এসব কথা তো হচ্ছে। না না, ওসব নিয়ে তুমি ভেবো না। আসল কথাগুলো লিখে নিজের কাছে নিজে সৎ থাকা। কিন্তু অবস্থাটা অবশ্য খুব সুন্দর হয়ে আসছে। মুসলমানদের উস্কে দেবার জন্য ঢাকা থেকে মোল্লারা সব চতুর্দিকে ছড়িয়ে পড়ছে, সে খবর রাখো। আমি সেই খবরই পড়ছিলাম কাগজে। তারা যে এখানে আসবে না তার কি বিশ্বাস? তা তো আসতেই পারে। তাহলে কিন্তু যদি সত্যি হয় তাহলে তো শুধু মোল্লাদের দায়ী করলে চলবে না মাস্টারমশাই, আমাদেরও একটা দায়িত্ব আছে। সেটা কি করে ভুলি বলুন? আমরা গরিব মুসলমানদের সঙ্গে কিরকম ব্যবহার করেছি বলুন তো? ওদের মানুষ হিসেবে যেটুকু প্রাপ্য সেটাও কি দিয়েছি? সেটা তো ঠিকই, কিন্তু এখন কি উপায়? আমি বেরিয়ে গ্রামের অবস্থাটা দেখে আসবো। লোকের কথা আর বিশ্বাস করা যাচ্ছে না। নিখিল একবার ম্যাজিস্ট্রেট সাহেবকে খবর দিলে হয় না? তিনি বরং দাঙ্গা লাগলে খুশি হবে, কারণ তাতে স্বদেশীরা জব্দ হবে। কিন্তু একটা কাজ তো করতে পারো, নষ্টের গোড়াটাকে তুমি দূর করতে পারো। সন্দীপকে তুমি থাকতে দিচ্ছ কেন? আমি ভেবেছিলাম ও নিজেই চলে যাবে, কিন্তু এখন মনে হচ্ছে সে যাবে এখান থেকে। কেন? Why? এত আরাম, এত প্রোটেকশন সে কোথায় পাবে? তার উপর বৌমার সাথে তার আলাপ করিয়ে দিয়ে তুমি তাকে একটা বিশেষ সম্মান দিয়েছ, সে তো তার পুরো অ্যাডভান্টেজ নিচ্ছে। ওরে এত বদলে গেছে আমি বুঝতে পারিনি। আসলে মানুষকে মাথায় তুললে তার আর মাথা ঠিক থাকে না। আমার ধারণার পরিবর্তন তো এসছে একটা গভীর ব্যর্থতা বোধ থেকে। ওর মধ্যে এত গুণ থাকা সত্ত্বেও ও নিজেকে প্রতিষ্ঠা করতে পারেনি। এক সময় ও যদি আমার সত্যি দুঃখ হয়, দুঃখ করার সময় এটা নয় নিখিল। আমি জানি তোমার বিশেষ বন্ধু বলে তুমি ওর উপর জোর করতে পারছো না, তুমি হেজিটেট করছো, কিন্তু এই মুহূর্তে তোমার এই দুর্বলতার কারণ আমি বুঝতে পারছি না। বললেই বুঝবেন, কিন্তু আমি বলতে পারবো না।
Okay, we'll pause here a bit. In the first half, we could see that he was quite confident and stern and very clear about what his standpoint is when he was talking to the crowd, to the villagers. And he could sense that, of course, the situation is changing. The situation is getting tensed day by day, and he will be the first target if something goes wrong, because he's the one who is against this movement. And but he was very, by his logic we could see that he is the one who is actually who just prefers the poor, you know, minority community basically, and he is actually a well-wisher of them, and he can't do anything against their wish. He is people's leader in that way. On the second half, when he's having this very calm conversation with his teacher, a, he's a very soft-hearted, emotional person, and in spite of the fact that he knows that his wife is actually having feelings for this friend, he's not being able to ask him to leave because he knows that his wife will get hurt. and he doesn't want to do that. So at the end, when this teacher was asking, like, why can't you just ask him to leave, because the situation is getting so tensed and everybody will think that anything can happen anytime. So why you are not taking step right now? And that is when he is saying that I could have said that to you, but I can't, because he is a very reserved, shy kind of a person, and he just can't say share this fact that actually his wife is having an affair, and he doesn't want to hurt his wife by asking him to leave. And at the same time, he's not regretting anything. Rather, he is feeling pity towards Shondeep, because he has changed. His childhood friend has changed, which Nikhilesh was not aware of. So this person, he believes in relationships, he believes in trust, he believes in honesty. He is a very positive character, and it is someone who is non-violent completely. He is someone who is practical, logical, rational, and he is someone who is romantic, extremely romantic, and who truly believes in freedom. Okay. Okay, we'll continue this one. Yeah. Before entering this room, he just observed that his wife is still outside, in the outside room where she generally meets Shondeep. She is still in that room.
এটা মনে পড়ে
এ তো সে আমার কারখানার তৈরি সাবান। এটা রেখে দিয়েছো তুমি?
শুধু সাবান কেন, গামছা, কলম, দেশলাই সব রেখে দিয়েছি।
এটা ব্যবহার করে দেখেছিলে কোনোদিন?
এ দিয়ে কাপড়ও কাটা যায় না ঠাকুরপো, গায়ে মাখা তো দূরের কথা।
কি যে ছেলে মানুষই করেছি এককালে।
এখনো তো করছো। যাকে এত শখ করে ঘর থেকে বার করলে, সে তো আর ঘরেই আসে না।
আমি ভুল করিনি বৌঠান।
এখনো বলছো?
This is Nikhil's sister, right?
ওটা থেকে থাকে
No, sister-in-law.
ছিল। যাওয়া বন্ধ করে তো তার স্বভাব আমি বদলাতে পারবো না। সে তো শিশু নয়।
স্বামী হয়ে জোর করতে পারবে না?
জোর করাটা কঠিন নয় বৌঠান, কিন্তু তাদের লাভ হয় না।
আপদ বিদায় করতে পারো তো? বন্ধু কি খুব বন্ধুর কাজ করছে?
সুখ সাহেবের কথা ভেবে তাকে বিদায় করলে হয়তো হয়তো মঙ্গলই হবে, কিন্তু আমি যে স্বার্থপর বৌঠান, আমি যে নিজের কথাটাও না ভেবে পারি না।
সে গেলে বউ তো আর ঘরের বাইরে যাবে না?
না না, কিন্তু মনটা তার বাইরেই পড়ে থাকবে। সে তো তার নিজে থেকে ফিরে আসবে না। সেটা আরো দুঃসহ তার পক্ষে, আমারও পক্ষে। সেটা হয় না বৌঠান।
Okay, we'll pause. So this is also a very interesting relationship. This woman is Linkilesh's sister-in-law. She got married and came to this house at a very young age, and but her
Law
husband
means
passed away.
brother's wife,
Yeah, yeah,
elder brother's wife,
yeah, yeah.
Abi basically.
So and he passed away quite early when she was quite young. And in the film, initially she would mention to Bimala that, you know, when I came to this house, he was of my age. We were a similar age, and he is the one with whom I used to play. We used to play together. He was the one who could understand my pain. So there is a very special friendship that these two people used to share. But of course, maybe we don't know. Maybe not from Nikhilesh's side, but from his sister-in-law's part. Maybe there was some kind of affection towards Nikhilesh. But because of this social pressure and everything, nothing got conveyed, and it remained like that. But she is really concerned about him, of course, and she is the one who supported him all the time. And because she knew what kind of person this is, and she values him a lot, and that's why she has kept the soap and everything which he made when he was making this Swadesi products. But it's a failure. This soap was of no use. You can't even forget of putting it on body. You can't even wash clothes with this soap. But she was supportive towards him. Whatever he was doing, she was supportive. And now when this situation has come, if Nikhilesh has someone to confide, it's he is saying things which he will not tell to anyone else but her. So he was saying things that even if I ask Shondip to leave right now, that will hurt Bimala, and that will actually make me some kind of an imposer, which the consequence is not going to be good, because Bimola will still think about him, and that's unbearable. I can't afford that. So that's why he has taken this position of not saying anything, but he's extremely hurt. And by this time we could understand that this character is also a very introvert kind. Even when he's talking of such pain, he's not someone who will cry, or who will he is in pain, but he is not being able to share openly with people around him. Okay. Yes, we'll go to the next one. That is 1 hour 48. And he has also been very caring and responsible brother-in-law. He that shows another aspect of this character, that where he's like really responsible, and he takes so when this question of leaving the town will come, he thinks his sister-in-law is a family and he is not going to leave her. He will take her along with him. So there is this friendship which he also, feels, cherishes, I will say. Okay, start.
It's not audible, or is it my internet connection? Like I can't hear anything.
It's problem of the video, I guess. Yeah.
Anything which is important is having a subtitle.
It's a very feeble sound.
আপনারা সুখসাগরের হিন্দু সমাজের নেতৃস্থানীয়। আপনাদের আজ দেখেছি শুধু একটি কথা বলার জন্য। আপনাদের বুদ্ধি আছে, বিবেচনা আছে, আপনাদের বুঝিয়ে বললে আপনারা বুঝবেন, এই বিশ্বাস আমার আছে। আমি শুধু এইটুকু বলতে চাই, আমাদের নিজেদের ধর্ম আমরা রাখতে পারি, কিন্তু পরের ধর্মে আমাদের কোনো হাত নেই। আমি নিজে বৈষ্ণব হতে পারি, কিন্তু তাই বলে শাক্তরা তো রক্তপাত করতে ছাড়ে না। উপায় কি? সেই রকম মুসলমানদের নিজেদের ধর্ম মতে চলতে দিতেই হবে। মহারাজ, এ গায়ে মুসলমানরা গোহত্যা করতো না, কিন্তু এখন তারা জবাই করছে, এ খবর আমরা পেয়েছি। হ্যাঁ, সে খবর আমিও পেয়েছি, কিন্তু আমার বিশ্বাস তারা নিজে থেকে এটা করছে না, তাদের দিয়ে করানো হচ্ছে, যাতে দুই সম্প্রদায়ের মধ্যে একটা বিভেদের সৃষ্টি হয়। সেই বিভেদ আপনারা আর বাড়িয়ে তুলবেন না। এদের দাবি না রাখলে এরা আর থামবে না মহারাজ, কারণ আগে সেদিন আর নেই। শুনুন, ভারতবর্ষে মুসলমান আছে, এটা একটা ঐতিহাসিক সত্য। এই সত্য আমাদের মানতেই হবে। মুসলমানদের বাদ দিয়ে ভারতবর্ষ কল্পনা করা যায় না। ওদের দাবিয়ে রাখতে গেলে গোহিংসা তো থামবেই না, বরং মানুষের প্রতি হিংসা আরো বেড়ে যাবে। গ্রামের যা অবস্থা, তাতে এটা কোনো মতেই হতে দেওয়া যায় না। এ ব্যাপারে আপনাদের দায়িত্ব অনেকখানি। আপনাদের করজোড়ে আমি অনুরোধ করছি, আপনারা এই হিংসাকে প্রশ্রয় দেবেন না। এই অবস্থায় সেটা করলে আমাদের সর্বনাশ হতে পারে।
Okay, pause. This is something really amazing because this text has been written in 1919. This film has been made in which year? 1984, I guess. Yeah. And we are watching it in 2021, and still whatever he is saying is so relevant. So I think we are also in a state of in a place right now, politically and in other social ways, that we have stopped encouraging or actually accepting facts that other people can have different opinions. We have really, we are losing that strength, I would say, or that quality, that we appreciate others opinion, however different it is. And that's the similar thing that is Nikhilesh is speaking about, that it is not about who is practicing what, because everyone has got their own separate religion, rituals and everything. But at the same time, the focus or the aim should be how, with how cordially we can live together at the same place without harming each other and igniting violence towards each other. And that is what is happening. The Muslim community is having their own meetings, and because they are feeling threatened, and because this Swadesi movement is somehow very wrongfully getting this wrapping with the concept of saffronization and everything, and they are feeling threatened a lot, and so they are getting together to combat. And here he is with the majority community, that is the Hindus, and he is asking them to help, to basically cooperate, to not to go against and fight against. Let's do these things together, otherwise it's going to be like really bad. So he is a visionary. He is someone who respects opinion, and he is someone who is a peace seeker, who wants to have peace and harmony wherever he is as a leader. In that way, he has a very strong leadership quality. Maybe the leadership quality of intervening and actually what would I say, the domination part is not there as a leader, but other things are very much there, very significantly there. Okay, we'll move to the next sequence. No, we'll continue this. Yeah, we'll continue this. So in the meantime, Shondip has asked for money, because that is what he does. He convinces people, makes them fall for him, impress them, influence them, and at the end they ask for money, which her husband has been doing till now. He was sending Shondip money, but now he has convinced Vimola as well. And the riot has started.
গুলির আওয়াজ পেয়েছো? পেয়েছি। নিখিল, এরপর কিন্তু জানি আমি যা করার করছি মাস্টারমশাই, কিন্তু আপনি একটা কাজ করুন, আমার গাড়ি নিয়ে আপনি বাড়ি চলে যান, গিয়ে আপনার জিনিসপত্র সব গুছিয়ে এখানে চলে আসুন। পথঘাটা নিরাপদ নয়, আমি চাই না আপনার কিছু হয়। সে নয় হলো, কিন্তু আমি সন্দীপকে বলছি মাস্টারমশাই। আর সময় নেই মুখী, এবার টাকাটা না হলেই নয়। এটা কি
বুঝতে পারছো না?
টাকা? এতে কি হবে মুখী? এ তো বড় তো শপ আছে। তোমার বোধহয় মনে নেই আমি 5,000-এর কথা বলেছিলাম। দেখি মোহর। সোনা, সোনা। এটা তো বললে মুখে, নইলে আমি বুঝবো কি করে? রাগ করো না মুখে। সন্দীপ, তোমার সঙ্গে আমার কথা আছে। কি কথা? আমি চাই না তুমি আর এখানে থাকো। গ্রামের অবস্থা ভালো নয়, আর তুমি থাকলে এখানে আরো বেশি গন্ডগোল হবে। আমি চাই তুমি কালই সুখসার ছেড়ে চলে যাও। আমি কি তোমার আজ্ঞাবহ ভৃত্য? ভৃত্য কেন হতে যাবে সন্দীপ? আমি চাই তুমি বুঝো যে কলকাতা গেলে তোমার ভালো হবে, আর সুখসারেরও মঙ্গল হবে। কলকাতায় তো আমার কোনো কাজ নেই নিখিল, সেই জন্যই তো বলছি এখানে তোমার একটু বেশি কাজ। তুমি ভেবো না যে তোমার কাজের খবর আমি রাখিনি। চাষির খোলা আগুন লাগানো থেকে মির্জানের নৌকো ডুবোনো পর্যন্ত সব খবরই আমার কাছে এসেছে। তুমি বক্তৃতায় হিন্দু মুসলমান ঐক্যের কথা বলো, কিন্তু কাজের বেলায় গরিব মুসলমানদের উপর অত্যাচার করো, সেটা আর আমি সহ্য করবো না। স্বদেশের আমি বিশ্বাস করি বা না করি, অনেক স্বদেশী নেতার প্রতি আমার শ্রদ্ধা আছে, কিন্তু যাদের কথা আর কাজের সামঞ্জস্য নেই তাদের উপর নেই। তুমি দেশ উদ্ধারের নামে দেশের ক্ষতি করবে, সেটা অন্তত আমার এলাকায় আমি হতে দেব না। এখানে একজনই আছেন যার হুকুম আমি মানতে রাজি আছি। মুখী, তুমি বলো আমি যাব কি যাব না? মুখী, আমি তোমার উত্তরের জন্য অপেক্ষা করে আছি। তুমি কি চাও আমি এখান থেকে চলে যাই? বলো মুখী। আমি জানিয়ে গেলাম তোমাকে, আশা করি আর বলতে হবে না। মুখী, কি হলো তোমার? তুমি হঠাৎ?
অমূল্য কি আপনার ঘরে আছে?
অমূল্য?
হ্যাঁ।
কেন?
থাকলে একবার পাঠিয়ে দিন, বিশেষ দরকার।
কি দরকার সেটা কি আমাকে বলা যায় না?
না, অমূল্যকেই বলবো। ওকে একবার পাঠিয়ে দিন আমার কাছে, আমার বিশেষ অনুরোধ।
ঠিক আছে।
Who's Amulya?
Okay, we can pause. He is actually a village, he's a student. He was a very bright student, but after Shondip came, he joined his movement, and he is one of the very key workers of this movement. And he is basically his right hand right now. So now the situation is like this, that we could understand that Shondip is someone who is quite, he is, by seeing gold, he was like really thrilled and kind of, what do you say? He was feeling very
Astonished.
greedy. Sorry?
Astonishment, ma'am. Astonished.
Yeah, astonished, of course, but at the same time, he was feeling very greedy, and because he has never seen such thing. So that is what Nikhilesh is talking about here. That whatever you speak, you don't follow. You talk about harmony between Hindu Muslim, but you actually don't follow. You talk about ideology and everything, but as we could see that Shundip is actually someone who loves pleasure, who loves to have have a lavish life. He only smokes foreign cigarettes. He asks money from people quite a lot because he thinks that he is someone who should be, later on Amulya is going to say all this thing. He should be pampered because he's working for the country and he's doing a lot, and that needs physical strength and mental peace. For all these things he needs money, he needs pleasure, he needs a certain kind of lifestyle too. But these are actually not relevant. These are something else altogether. It has got nothing to do with fighting for freedom. So finally, now Bimola has come to know about how Shondip has been manipulating things around him, and actually, trying to develop rivalry between Hindu and Muslim by burning Hindu houses, which and instigating Muslims to fight back, and all these things he has been doing around here. And he is someone he has already decided to leave, basically, because now the situation is something which has gone out of control. Now the riot has broke and he is not feeling safe, so he is a complete escapist in that way, and he has already decided to leave, but to come back here again because of Bimola. And Bimola is someone who is saying, like, don't go. I mean, I
Who has
won't be able to
decided
leave.
leave the husband?
Huh? Sorry?
Banerjee has decided to leave.
Shondip has decided to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. Shondip has decided to leave in the sense, like, just not be in the scene for some time and again come back here to Bimola. And Bimola is giving all the money to him so that he can survive for these days and again come back, because she doesn't want him to leave. But now Nikhil, when this gunshot has happened and everything, like, he had to, he has reached that brink that where he has to just ask him to leave. He was just waiting for this moment and um, to have, to go. So the situation has gone so worse that now he doesn't have any other option but to ask Shondip to leave. And Bimola has realized that he's not the person whom he claims to be. So now when Nikhilesh was speaking, we could see that how, again, a very controlled, sober, to the point kind of conversation he was having, though he is like really panicking. When the teacher came, he was really panicking, but he was very controlled. He was quite stable headed and was not tensed, and actually was thinking for the next plan and how to make it solve the situation. So that is also a characteristic this character has got. Okay, we'll go to the next part, 2 hours 5 minutes. So in the meantime, that happens that Amulya comes, and the moment Bimola has realized that Shondip is not the right person, she regrets of giving all those gold coins to him, and which is worth of 5,000 rupees, and now she wants to give it back, put it back to the safe, and now she has given her jewelry to Amulya to go and just go to Kolkata, just sell them and bring those 5,000 rupees. But Amulya instead went to the local treasury and actually looted 3,500 3,500, because that is what is required to move the movement for the time being. But Shondip was asking for 1,500 more from Bimola so that he can have a better, he can live lavishly for some few more days. So this is the kind of person Shondip is. Okay, now the riot has in, and Shondip has left, and the situation is actually getting worse. And okay, we can play. We'll see.
কি হচ্ছে কিছু তো বুঝতে পারছি না, এত গোলমাল কিসের কেউ?
জানি না বৌঠান, আশা করি দাঙ্গা লাগেনি।
কি বলছো তুমি ঠাকুরপো? দাঙ্গা লাগবে আর আমরা সব এখানে পড়ে থাকবো?
কাল আমরা কলকাতায় চলে যাচ্ছি, এখানে আর থাকা চলে না।
যাচ্ছ মানে? আমি যাবো না?
তাই কি বলেছি?
ধরে প্রাণ এলো, চক্রবর্তীদের কাছারি বাড়ি লুট করেছে, এবার যে এ বাড়িতে ডাকাত পড়বে না তার ঠিক নেই। যদি মরি তো তোমাদের এই ন্যাড়া বটতলায় নিয়ে গিয়ে পোড়াবে মনে করলে আমার মরতে ওঠে না।
যাও গিয়ে গোছগাছ করো, তোমার কলের গান গুটিয়ে ফেলো।
তুমি ঠাট্টা করছো না তো ঠাকুর?
আমি কি ঠাট্টা করার লোক? আমার চেনো না তুমি?
Don't you know me by now?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
important statement. Yes.
বিমলা,
তোমার একটা কথা বলার আছে।
কি?
সিন্ধুকে দিদির প্রণামীর 5,000 টাকা রাখা ছিল, মোহর, সেটা আমি সন্দীপ বাবুকে দিয়েছি, ওর দরকার ছিল।
এবার বুঝলে তো সন্দীপকে না করা কত মুশকিল।
টাকাটা আমি পুড়িয়ে দেবো। অমূল্যকে আমার গয়না দিয়েছি, সে বিক্রি করে টাকা এনে দেবে।
তোমার সামনে সন্দীপকে অমন করে কথা বলতে আমার খুব খারাপ লাগছিল, কিন্তু উপায় ছিল না বিমলা। এখানকার অবস্থা ভালো না। ওর পক্ষে এখানে কাজ করা নিরাপদ নয়।
তোমার ভয়ের কোনো কারণ নেই তো? আমি আর কারোর কথা ভাবছি না, আর কারোর বিপদে আমার কিচ্ছু এসে যায় না।
এখানে থাকা নিরাপদ নয় বলেই তো আমরা কলকাতায় যাচ্ছি, আমরা তিনজনেই।
যদি তার আগে কিছু হয়ে যায়, তুমি বাড়ি ছেড়ে যাবে না তো?
এমন কিছু হলে তো আমাকে বেরোতেই হবে বিমলা।
জানতাম আমার শাস্তি হবে, আমার শাস্তি হবে।
কিসের শাস্তি বিমলা? তুমি তো কোনো দোষ করনি।
তোমার কাছে আমি ক্ষমা চাইবো, সে ক্ষমা মানবে।
তুমি তো আমার কাছে ফিরে এসেছ, আসনি আসনি বিমলা?
তোমার মুখের দিকে চেয়ে আমি কথা বলিনি। কি হয়েছিল আমার, এমন কেন হলো?
এতে কোনো দোষ নেই বিমলা। 10 বছর আমি ছাড়া আর কারো মুখ দেখনি তুমি, এটা কেন বলে যাচ্ছ তুমি? এতে ৩,৫০০ আছে। আপনি যদি গয়নার মোহর ফেরত দিয়ে দেবেন। এই কোথেকে আনলে টাকা? কোথায় গিয়েছিলে? চাকনার কাছারিতে। তোমাকে চিনতে পারিনি তো। মুখ ঢাকা ছিল। গ্রামের অবস্থা দাঙ্গা লেগেছে। বিশালাক্ষীর মন্দিরে মুসলমানেরা ঢুকে পড়েছে। আপনি যাচ্ছেন? হ্যাঁ, রংপুর। তুমি যাবে আমার সঙ্গে?
So by this time, Amulya has also understood that this person is not the right person
আমি আসি।
to be followed.
বন্দে মাতরম, বন্দে মাতরম।
He has taken the money or the coins or not? This Amulya.
No, he has looted the treasury and given him the required 3,500 and asked Shomdit to give Bimola's jewelry back to her, jewelry and money back to her.
এই কদিনে যা ঘটেছে সব।
কেন ভুলবে কেন? নিখিল, এসো সন্দীপ। এটা নিয়ম ভাঙার যুগ নিখিল। তোমার স্ত্রী বাইরে গেলেন, আমি তোমাদের ঘরে এলাম। আশা করি অপরাধ নেবে না। এগুলো তোমাদের সম্পত্তি, ফেরত দিয়ে গেলাম। গয়নার বাক্স, 2 থলি মোহর।
গয়না?
আপনার ভক্ত গয়না নেয়নি, তবে সে টাকা এনে দিয়েছে। আপনার জিনিস যখন আপনি ফেরত পেলেন, তখন টাকাটা আমার কাছেই থাক। তুমি কি যাচ্ছ? হ্যাঁ নিখিল, রংপুরের গাড়ি ছাড়তে আর 8 ঘন্টা বাকি। শুনছেই তো, দাঙ্গা লেগে গেছে। অমূল্য দেখেও এসেছে। কাজেই প্রবাদ বাক্য মনে রেখে আমি পলায়নের পন্থায় নিলাম। আমাকে বাঁচতে হবে তো, এখনো যে অনেক কাজ বাকি। তুমি আর ভুল করো না সন্দীপ, দেখে তো তো ফল ভালো হয় না। আমি যে গীতা মানি নিখিল, ফলের কথা আমি চিন্তা করি না। আর তুমি তো জানো, আমার কাছে রাবণই হলো রামায়ণের নায়ক, রাম নয়। রামকে যারা মানে, আমি তাদের কথা মানতে পারি না। সোজা পথটা আমার পথ নয় নিখিল। আমি আসি। এই একটি জিনিস আমার কাছে রয়ে গেছে, এটা আমি স্মৃতিচিহ্ন হিসেবে রেখে দিচ্ছি। আর কবে দেখা হবে তার তো ঠিক নেই। আসি নিখিল। মুখী, বন্দে মাতরম। শক্ত হবে মালা, এবার আমি যাব। আমায় যেতেই হবে, বাধা দিও না। Duckity. তোমরা ওকে যেতে দিলে? আমরা তো বারণ করলাম, উনি তো শুনলেন না। খুশি তো বলবি ঠাকুর তোকে মরতে বাঁচাবে। তোর পাথরের বুকে কি এতটুকু দয়া মায়া নেই?
Ma'am, which instrument is being played in the background?
I think sitar.
Any idea?
Sitar. So actually, this is the first scene of the film. The scene
I was about to
starts.
say the opening scene.
Yeah, this is the opening scene, and it was actually happening in the narrative. Actually, the flashback. Okay, pause. I think the music director is Ravi Shankar or Ali Akbar's. Majorly, he works with. I mean, he has worked with both these musicians, Ravi Shankar and Ali Akbar. So it's sitar that was playing, and yeah. So we'll come to the Nareshi. Can we go to the slides of Victor Banerjee?
A slide of that Victor Banerjee one. Wait, then just
Yeah, we'll just sum up the character and.
just let me just then I have to give me a moment. I need to open that. Sorry.
So this is actually the consequence that happens to characters like this, that who are not imposing, who are actually cordial, liberal, who are logical, and who are uh, doesn't impose things or encourage violence.
Okay, correct. Fine. So we will. This is the one. Yeah.
Yes, so these are the few things that, yeah, a very, very sober, I think, body language that could, a very, rich upper class zamindars having educated, who is good with, the languages, and he has been able to consistently maintain that kind of a body language of a very reserved introvert person actually. Next, of course, his uh, absolute fluency in English and the way he, it actually shows the kind of progressive character Nikhilesh is, and that's where Victor Banerjee could do a very good justice to this character because of his um, really a very nice grip in the language, over the language, and his unconventional look, and of course his educational background has also helped, I think, to portray this character. He was a student of English literature, and he was into English films and English theater, and that's why he has been casted by Ray. Okay, next, the behavioral pattern that I was talking about of very less body movement, very less unnecessary gestures, very less, I would say, frequent eye movement, always focused, always very aimed, always, minimum kind of minimum use of hands, and very slow pace. Overall pace is very slow, and almost, at times when Shondip is around, he's almost like non-existent at times. But at the same time, when he starts speaking, when he's talking about his own views and how he is very clear and confident about that, that shows, that makes him much more, significant. That's when he becomes significant and visible in that way. So he bodily, maybe he is absent, but his mind is making that presence here. So Nikhilesh character is that character who is not, who speaks less, moves less, does any kind of gestures less, but when he's speaking, he speaks out of his soul, with utmost honesty, and that makes him special, that makes him significant, visible. Okay, the next one, yes, the ideology and ethics that I was talking about, the last one, Nareshji. This character has got very strong ideology and ethics and understanding of nationalism and understanding of country welfare and development and movement and freedom in that way. And he is of course very, he's a peace seeker. He doesn't encourage violence, and he is someone who can go to extent for his loved ones. He's very protective as well. When the riot started, he immediately asked his teacher to come and stay in his house because he is not safe outside. So he's a very protective kind of a person. He's a true leader in that way, who believes in peace and equality, and who understands freedom in his own very deep way. Okay, so we can stop here. If you have any specific question, we can quickly get that, take a break, and come back with questions. I mean, the questions that we're going to discuss today. Any questions related last 2 days, last two films, anything?
I think we can take a break for 10 minutes and then you come back. Okay?
Okay,
Sure.
okay.
आपका भागीदार नहीं होना चाहता। Okay, guys. So shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll share the PPT of the question which you have sent it to us.
Yeah.
So first one is, how important is sense memory? That is what the question is. So I will share that part. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can see.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so question is, how important is sense memory for an actor and why? So on the next slide, sense memory has been developed by Lee Strasberg, and um, he is one of the key method acting school after Stanislavski, and this is something which is related to senses. Now, when we are talking about senses, there is this as senses are related to our everyday life, and so is acting. Acting is coming from our everyday experience. So Strasberg has developed this sense memory by taking it forward from Stanislavski's affective memory. So this is little different. This is primarily to enhance the senses of an actor's body, and also to utilize the memory which is related to senses and taking advantage, or basically making it work when you are in a performance, and to make it more real. So sense memory, of course, and it focuses on recalling senses surrounding a memory from a particular moment in your life, which has been triggered from a particular sense, and which is seeing, smelling, hearing, taste, touch, feel, and at that moment, whatever you are feeling, whatever emotion you are getting triggered, it's actually recalling of that, and reenactment of that in a most truthful way, I would say. And this is what method acting, or this is what realistic acting is about, to depict real life on stage. And this real life is actually whatever things we are experiencing, whatever is happening around us, and taking all the elements from there and recreating them, reenactment of them. Strasberg here says that the memory should be more than 7 years old, because that is something in 7 years you start to see the memory starts to get feeble, and that is when you need to recall them. That is when you try a lot to you kind of dig a lot to bring them back, or to actually understand them in a more from a more distant way. Now the next one, what it requires, sense memory requires a certain kind of awareness, because we are doing many things all every day. We are seeing so many things, smelling, tasting, hearing, touching, so many things, but actually we don't have that awareness of understanding each one of them in details or in depth. So practicing sense memory, practicing the recalling of it, which actually will enhance the power of each of your senses, and which will help you to observe minute things, to hear more carefully, because all your senses are getting enhanced by this practice. And when you actually will go to reach this point where you need the help of sense memory, it will be really easy for you to reconnect to all these events or experiences or emotions in that way. And certainly every sense triggers certain kind of emotion. Maybe it's very minor, sometimes it's major, but it is an actor's job to understand, decode, or actually feel that difference, where you are, when you are touching a fire, how exactly you are feeling, when you are touching ice. These are the very you know common or very evident examples. There is a major difference between ice and fire, but it can be of very for example, leaves, for example, stone. So it's very important to actually sometimes just focus on your senses, because your senses gives you a lot of balance and a lot of experience in your life, which you are overlooking right now. But an actor's job is to uh, basically put them together and uh, what and to basically bank the memory, bank uh, the kind of experience is needed. You don't know what kind of experience is needed, so it's your job to stock all these things in your memory bank. mm, yes, and also when we are talking about recreating, we are not talking about recreating it superficially. We are talking about recreating it in real way, in real sense. So just by just by when most of the time when you are asked, like, okay, you're feeling tired, so we start imitating the bodies and the kind of experience we had when we are tired. But actually feeling in a real way, when your body is tired, when you are sweating, when you are trying to maybe cry, um, these are the very minute details that an actor should have to bring the real feeling of the truthful feeling of that particular action or emotion right there. So and when we are talking about memories and emotions, there is a very uh, there is a need of emotional release. So emotional release in the sense that most of the time when we are um, having not a different having a regular life, we most of the time it depends on age. We cry in a certain way when we are young, we cry in a certain way when we are little aged, and when we are old, that is very different. But most of the time the we are being told to control things, to have a very we should have control over our emotion. We shouldn't be overwhelmed about it. But emotional release is something which evokes senses, and that will actually help you to understand emotion in a certain way. So for example, if there is this particular song that is related to your childhood, maybe a very something which you really cherish and maybe you miss, and maybe if you spend some time and concentrate on that particular sense of hearing of that song, you might get choked and you might start crying, and maybe it will give you a certain kind of relief for the time being. And that is needed for an actor, because an actor should be very fluid. An actor shouldn't control. Of course an actor should control, but he should be aware of the extent as well. So when you are uncontrolled, then you know that how much you have to control. So first you have to release that. First you have to be really confident and really you have to embrace emotion in that way. And for that, sensory memory helps a lot to actually emote basically limitlessly. So this is something which is very much important in acting exercises, I guess. Most of the acting schools has worked on this, on senses, on memory, and this is a very important factor which an actor should experience and should exercise in a daily basis to enhance his skills. So, and at the same time, of course, when we are recalling things, it is also that we are trying to see or imagine that situation once again. So it is also helping you to enhance your imaginative imaginative mind. And it is said that when an incident is actually something which is very personal, the real emotion comes out. So whenever a character, an actor tries to, connect to a character, the basic thing is like how this character, how much I can relate to this character, how much what are the things that are common between us, and what are the things that I can actually deeply connect with. So these are the things which helps when you actually develop a character, and then your imaginary part of it and your personal connection helps to together to bring the actual real element of the character. Yes, then next point is sensory memory shows the importance of imagination. Exactly. So it's not about it's not about imagining your past or your some event. It also finding the exact emotion. That is not a very easy job, because sometimes it's very evident whether I'm okay, this memory is making me happy, this memory is making me sad. But sometimes it's very complicated as well. Maybe that happiness has got some sadness to added to it, or maybe some you might feel that it is actually very romantic, but actually it's about, it's somewhere it's related to fear. So that is that kind of clarity you start getting when you start thinking or recalling these kind of incidents of your own personal life, and from a very I won't say judgmental, but in a more of a assessment, basically assessing yourself in that situation, in that event, in that emotion. What exactly are you feeling, you were feeling, or you were going through? It gives a clarity about yourself also, so you connect with yourself as well. And relaxation is also a major part to approach sense memory, because if you're tensed, if you're already into some emotion which is like you are carrying already carrying with yourself, then that emotion is going to overpower you. You have to have a very neutral, relaxed and concentrated state of mind, so that you can approach it liberally, so that you can approach it with more openness of mind and soul, and you can actually think of uh, it enhances concentration and awareness of the actors, so that it becomes easy for you to understand yourself with more clarity. Okay, now why the next one? Um, there are certain exercises that you can use. We'll come to that later. So why do an actor need? So actors should be skilled to work on cue, basically. So you don't know when and where you are going to get an audition offer, or you are going to get the next shot or whatever. An actor should be always on his toes and always on cue. So this helps a lot when you actually you know when, if this emotion is needed right now, I have this memory where I can easily connect to this emotion, and I maybe in seconds I can make myself or put myself in this emotional state. um, Also, before performance, if you are going to have a longer scene or a longer stage presence, which needs a lot of concentration, a lot of emotional maybe turmoil is there in that scene. To prepare yourself before that performance, you need this kind of tools, basically, just to make you, to put you on that page. Of course, the actor can deliver more real performance than merely imitating emotion, because it's your personal emotion, it's your personal experience, and you can of course connect to that the most than rest of other people. So the emotion becomes really comes out very real. And of course, the emotional release that I was talking about, it helps to unlock emotion, to understand the magnitude of a certain emotion, so that you can understand the range of it, the spectrum of it. And also the imagination helps to do more justice to the character, because you are enhancing your imaginating power, and you are also trying to understand the uh, importance of memory in your life. Basically, you start to value them, you start to connect to them emotionally, which maybe you have overlooked till now. Some exercises, for example, you can take up a personal object. The next slide. You can take up a personal object which you feel that it means a lot in your life. You can then be with that object. You can try to find reasons, basically, like why this pen is so important or precious for me. Is this because it is expensive? Maybe not. Because it has been given by my first teacher, maybe. So what happened on that day? Okay, that teacher actually scolded me and I was crying a lot, and then he came and gifted me with this pen, and I felt like really worthy of it. So these are the very basic examples that I'm giving, but it is a very important exercise that an actor must do on a regular basis. Try to connect with objects which means a lot with you, means a lot for you, and try to understand and observe the emotion it's actually triggering now, right now, when you are with this object at this point, when you are recalling the memory, uh, and what exactly the difference now from then and here, and how to connect both together and find a common space. Okay, another one is find sense stories. That is, you can actually discover smell, taste, hearing, touching, tasting events from your life which brings back certain memories. That's just the way I was talking about a song which you might like, and why you like. What is that exact event that has happened in your life that you like this song? Or maybe you like a particular smell of a flower or smell of a perfume. What kind of emotion and event is related to that? Same with taste. Maybe you like, and you can connect also. Maybe the smell and taste of this particular thing brings certain kind of emotion. Or when you hear this song, while hearing this song, having this food is also is actually giving some kind of recall, helping you to recall memories. So these are the things which an actor must practice on a regular basis, just to understand or enhance his senses. And that's why I guess it is quite important for an actor to have a very clear knowledge of sense and the memories related to it. Okay, we will move to the next question.
Yeah, so Sravasti, it is already 11 o'clock, so not necessarily we have to take up everything. So this is fine.
Okay.
We have done for
Okay,
today.
we can go slow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's already done for today, and that's
Okay,
fine.
then any question for today?
If somebody has any doubt, you can ask it. And if you don't have any doubt, it's no problem. Already something was discussed of this kind in the previous lectures by, I think,
Hello, sir, I have a question.
Boliye.
Ma'am, can you define difference between emotion memory and sense memory? Simple difference.
See, emotional memory is actually asking you to recall a particular event, which is basically maybe you are playing a particular character and you are into this particular scene where a particular emotion is necessary to connect to the actor. So you actually go by the emotion and start recalling the memory and connect to the character, and hence you start recreating it in that particular scene. But here it is through senses you are doing this. It is not directly that you are actually trying to find that emotion or recall that emotion and bring back that emotion right here. The path you are taking in sense memory is the senses. You are taking the senses first, and through that you are going to the event or the memory, and then you are trying to understand the emotion it is creating.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so you can sign off, Sravasti, and
Yeah.
I'll connect with the student for the poll. Just to mark your attendance on this poll. Okay, guys.
Bye, sir. Good night.